Alright, today we're going to be making some of these dubstep wubs. Alright, first we'll start with getting rid of all of these. I'll just copy these guys over. Let's get a new MIDI track. Put those in. Alright, I'm just going to go to basic shapes. Turn this to that shape, whatever it is, some sort of saw squared thing. And then from there we will PD from B, which is FM. And we'll turn this on. And we'll leave that exactly how it is. Turn that down. Create this envelope in the LFO. Looks like that. We'll come to the matrix, choose LFO 1. And then we will hit both directions. And we'll choose main tuning. We're just going to go down by 1%. Should sound like that. Sound like shit. We'll turn this up to 4 and then the semitones down maybe 5. We'll turn the filter on. We'll do another LFO with a shape like this. We'll put this onto the cutoff. Shift and Alt click for PC to get it one direction. We'll also put it on the drive. We'll turn mono legato on always, and we'll turn that to about halfway because we'll do some pitch tracking or pitch bending on these double up notes here that you can see. I'll just show you the notes that I'm using. F and D sharps, and that basically is starting the note and going down because of our mono legato, whatever you want to call it. So back into Serum, if we go to the effects, we'll do a low, mid, high splitter. On the mids, we're just going to do some distortion. Crank that up. I'm just going to fuck with these positions on these knobs here, if you can see that. Then we'll do a compressor on everything, turn it to multiband. Turn the attack and release down and the gain up. Then we will put an EQ. Just want to get some low end back into this, so I'll turn the gain up. And I might put a notch into here and just sweep around for a nice frequency. Let's put that LFO onto the gain here and turn it down a little so it jumps up. Might be cool to fuck around with the frequency. So we'll get a new LFO and turn this down a little. So basically, yeah, that's making this notch move around a bit. Gives the sound a little movement. From there, we could do a convolve if we like. Let's try medium. I don't know. Try that ballroom, see what happens. Turn the decay down. You could leave it at that if you like. I'll just save this so we've got it. Let's go into here. Dubstep wub dist for distortion. You can go a step further and see what happens when you put more distortion on it. Put it over the whole thing and set this to overdrive. Let's turn the stacks up. You could get some cool stuff out of that. I'll turn that off for now. So, I mean, it's not exactly the same sound as this, but it's the same principle. I'll go into that sound just so you can see what it is. So exactly the same on this first wavetable. Same on this second one here. PD from B. The LFOs are exactly the same. On the cutoff, the low pass filter. In the matrix, it's exactly the same here with the main tuning, minus 1%, multi-directional, and that's that LFO there. In the effects, it's exactly the same here with this mid distortion. The only thing that might be different is where I've set these two knobs here, the frequencies of the mids. So between those two numbers is what this distortion's been applied to. I've cranked the drive right up. Then on the entire sound, we've got this compressor, which is multi-band. I've turned the release up, the attack up a little, and the gain right up. Then we've done the same thing with the convolve. IR gain up a little, decay up a little, mix down a little. That's it. I've got two equalizers here, so one has this LFO shape onto the gain, which is what we've just done before. And then we have a final compressor at the end. Just giving it a little bit of body. And that's it for this sound, really. So we've got a bit of a switch up. I will just go back into this Serum and turn kind of balanced. So, you know, maybe for the first half we could use the original. Oops. Get rid of that there. See what it sounds like. Sounds cool. As for this sound, pretty much the same technique as the first, but instead of a sawtooth squared thing, it's this basic shape, and I've just added a third harmonic up to this amount, if you can see that. Back in the oscillator, I've gone into digital and I've chose this FM splat. Same again, up 4 octaves, down 5 semitones, and then I fucked with the fine tuning just to give it a bit of extra kind of disharmonics or whatever you want to call it. I've got PD from B happening and FM from B. I've only just used a tiny little bit of this just because the more you crank it, the more insane it sounds. It sounds a bit like... I just like that sort of deeper sound, but you could get some A-B switches going with that as well by automating that knob. I think I turned the white noise on for a sec, but didn't like it. LFOs are the same as the first. You know, got that steep, sharp curve. Yeah, LFO 2 is set to the cutoff and the drive on this low-pass filter. In the matrix, it's the same again with the main tuning, just with that first LFO. I should mention it's on envelope mode, so it's only going to happen once, and it kind of like hits on the first note of the MIDI. It kind of goes, you know. It's very subtle on this sound, but the more you crank this to the left, the more it's noticeable. In the effects, I've done the same again with the splitter, low, mids and highs, distortion. It's exactly the same as the first couple of sounds. I've just duplicated it and basically just changed these two things, really. We'll go through the effects anyway. Yeah, after that, there's that compressor. Same settings as the second sound that we played. Convolve. That's all the same. EQs are the same notch. So it'd be cool to fish around with different frequencies on that. You might get some cooler sounds than what I've got there. Then we've got a compressor at the end of the chain here. And then, oops, where are we? Yeah. Compressor, and then I chucked on this other distortion. I'll play it so you can hear it. Not much difference, so I turned it off. And for the last sound, we have this, which is the same again, but I have a default shape here, just a sine wave there. Same again with the FM and PD from B. Same settings as the last couple of synths. Got to check something, 2 seconds. Yeah, I think we're good. Then we have a little bit of white noise happening here, and that's got this LFO2 shape, which is set to all the same parameters as before, the cutoff, the drive. Turn the fat up a little bit. Tiny little bit of white noise happening. Gives it a bit of air. In the matrix, same again with the main tuning, and that's just that first LFO set to envelope mode, and that's just down 1% to the left, and it gives it that little I don't know, pitch bend thing. Effects are going to be the same. Distortion is exactly the same. Frequencies, those are the numbers if you want to take a closer look. Yeah, then the compressor, and the convolve again, and then same EQs, same compressor at the end. Get some pretty crazy stuff with this stack. Might just save that because it's cool. Name it Extreme. Just so you know, these are all in a subgroup, and I have Kickstart 2 with the sidechain happening. back to our original sound here and turn that stack off. Yeah, so every time the kick hits, it's ducking. That also shapes the start of the sounds because there's obviously a kick there, and there. Yeah, something to be mindful of. Inside the group, I've just got a standard clip, just set to hard so nothing goes over 0 dB. And then I've put all of these synths into another group, and I have this chain on it. Without the chain on, sounds like this. It's just kind of quiet. And I just thought it needed a bit more volume to compete with the drums that I've got there, so I'll just quickly go through that. Got a standard clip set to Soft Clip Pro, the ceiling on. That was just to cap it at 0 inside this group. Then I added a free clip. I set this to cubic mode, and then I gave it 3 dB basically, and then I reduced this about -2. Then I put another standard clip on it because we had lots of headroom. I've just pumped it up 2 decibels, and then I brought the ceiling down -80. And those are the settings. So, you know, you might go and do these sounds and they might not compete with your drums or your other sounds that are in there, depending how loud you mix. But I seem to mix kind of loud. Without it. With it. Yeah. Just gives it a little bit more presence. Anyway, I'll save all these and then put them into a folder if you want them. Yeah, thanks for watching.